Hello and welcome to strumming. Strumming is an important part of a guitar player's arsenal. If you don't know how to do it, you're going to have a really bad time. That's putting it pretty mildly. So I'm going to go over the basics of it, give you something to work with, and after that, if you have any further questions, drop me a line. I do private guitar lessons as well, if that's not super obvious. I don't know why I'd be doing this if I didn't. So if you have any problems, any questions, anything, drop me a line. I do stuff like this for free, and I do other stuff for money. Guitar stuff for money. Guitar stuff for money. Enjoy the video. Strumming. We're going to start with the absolute basics. We're going to start with quarter notes. Most music is built off of a time signature known as 4/4. 4/4 implies that we have 4 quarter notes. It's fractional. It lets you know how many of what type of beat you're dealing with. So when we're counting the quarter notes, we have 4 of them in 4/4. So to play in 4/4, you notice too, I've got my right hand over here. My left, my God, your right, my left, is muting the strings. We're going to get some nice clicky sounds out of it as opposed to just letting it do this. Because as pretty as that sounds, it's not ideal. So we're going to try to do just something basic like this. Keeping it nice and steady is the key here. So you'll notice that a lot of the movement is coming from my wrist, right? That's important. The wrist is the driving force in 90% of what you're going to be doing here. Your arm will supply some power. It's the last 10% there. But for the most part, all you're doing is flicking the wrist down. Right? Not too complicated. Not anything groundbreaking. So once you've got that pattern down, just down, 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 your next goal is to add upstrokes to it. So upstrokes are where people start to have problems. A lot of people will do this thing where they'll go down and they'll have the pick angled, like I have mine here. You notice how the point is pointing more towards me than the guitar. And they'll just keep that same angle on the way back up. And that happens. It gets caught on everything because you're gripping it too tight and it gets caught because it's dragging through everything the wrong direction. To fix that, you relax your grip a little bit and let the pick slide over the top of them. Doesn't have to be an aggressive movement. So when you're doing it quickly, your hand kind of ends up in this elliptical pattern where it just swings through everything. This allows for your hand to hold the pick in such a way that it glides over the top on the way down and glides back on the way up. Again, the relaxed grip helps here as well. It's really hard to do without it. So once you got the quarter note thing down, you have to add the upstrokes. You'll notice that we have to go back up anyway, so that's kind of your key. You want to try to hit the middle in between the downstrokes. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, so don't be too discouraged if you don't pull that off. It takes a long time to get used to this. So to start, just start by keeping a nice steady pattern. Just that should be slow enough for you to follow along too. If you have a hard time with that, I've got a metronome linked in the description below where you'll be able to practice alongside to an actual click, which is, I'd say, very, very important. If you don't know how to play to a click, you're going to have a very bad time as a musician. So starting with that, just the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. We're then going to learn how to build a strum pattern off of just that. The dominant majority of strum patterns are built off of eighth notes, what we just played, the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we're going to just selectively remove a couple of those to create our pattern. Now, something you're going to notice right out the gate is that from this to the pattern, there will be no visual difference at all. You will see the exact same thing happening, but what you're going to hear is a skipped beat here and there. So I'll just show you the pattern. The pattern is down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up. You'll notice right out the gate that you are not doing anything different. All you have to do is miss sometimes, and that's it. You can pull away a little bit. You can angle the pick a little bit harder to miss on purpose. Well, obviously you're going to miss on purpose regardless, but you can angle the pick back a little bit further to kind of aid in that skipping. I typically just move away a little bit on my way back up or down, depending on where it is. We're missing the first upstroke in this and the third downstroke. So down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up. very straightforward. Most strum patterns are built exactly that way. You can build your own just by kind of writing out down, miss, down, up. Well, sorry. You can build your own strum patterns by writing out eighth notes, like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then take any one or two of them away and see what you get. There's also the Johnny Cash rhythm, where you have like a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Faster strum patterns like that are almost impossible to do if you're just stiff-arming it and trying to do it really fast. You want to control it from the wrist as much as possible. Also, don't let your wrist do this kind of thing. I covered that in the basics video, but I can't reiterate it enough. Don't do this. It makes it impossible to do things accurately. You want to maintain a parallel position to the guitar. So once you've got that down, you can start throwing chords in there. A good chord progression to throw in for this one is G, D, E minor, and C. As I reference them in my open chord videos, again, link in the description below. Wrong hand. Just a quick note, if you don't want to watch the other video, I will have a link in the description for the chord charts specifically. And you can play any number of those chords together. And I would encourage you to try a lot of them. A good rule of thumb is you play once through the strum pattern, and then you play the next chord, and the next chord, and so on and so forth. It'll sound like this. You're not going to be able to hear, or sorry, you're not going to be able to see my left hand during this, but you'll hear everything you need to hear. So. I swear I checked my tuning, but I sounded a little bit out there. Either way, you get the point. The whole idea is that you are trying to smoothly navigate from one chord to the other. Chord transitions are another thing I'm going to have to talk about soon. But for now, that should basically do it for you. Again, quarter notes to start. Nothing but downstrokes played on a beat. This is what you would play if you hear a cymbal in the background, for example. And then, after you're comfortable with that, you add upstrokes. And so on and so forth. And then you can speed it up. And then you just start taking stuff away. You know, just go from this to this. No big deal. Either way, I'll have some resources linked in the description to help you better understand this journey and get there quickly. Any questions, as always, shoot me a message. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can. And good luck playing. Oh, yeah. And you want to make sure that you like and subscribe and such if you like what you're seeing. If you don't, that's cool too. You know, there's plenty of things out there. But it's always appreciated.